Hello everyone, Berserkhead here, and welcome to this multiplayer battle for Total War Rome 2. I command the Iceni and my opponent commands Macedon. So I've been trying a lot of different factions, and Iceni was one of these factions that I had never tried before. And I decided to kind of come up with some kind of setting that will work really well for me. And this is actually the first setting that I decided to try. It's kind of a spammy, but I did that on purpose. I just wanted to try a more spammy, setting or army, whatever. Just because spam armies for me are really difficult to beat. And in most cases I lose to spam armies, so that's why I decided to make one myself. Of course I'm never gonna make a complete spam army, but this one, as you can see, is pretty simple. I've got 5 units of these heroic riders. They're pretty much the best cavalry in the game as far as I know. I think that only Aspis cavalry is better. Yeah, I think Aspis cavalry can beat these guys. But for the most part, they're really good. And when you have 5 units of them, it's really great. Then I got a few units of these heroic nobles. I'm not sure. I think there's 6. I think there's 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I got some of these Britain slingers. So as you can see here, once again, it's kind of spammy because these are 5 units of heroic riders. This can be really tough to deal with. These guys are very good. Plus these heroic nobles. I think they're the best infantry in the game, or at least the best non-pike infantry, but they're really good. They can just melt Roman units, and yeah, pretty much the barbarian factions have some pretty good infantry, and this is I think this is the best one. Anyways, now let me show you my opponent's army. So first, this is Macedon, and this is the only faction that has Aspis cavalry. And once again, Aspis cavalry is the only cavalry unit that can deal with these heroic riders there. So I was kind of concerned about that, but fortunately for me, my opponent brought a lot of these citizen cavalry units. I think he brought 3 of them. He also brought Aspis companion cavalry. These are actually the Aspis companion cavalry is not the one that can deal with my units because they're shock cavalry, and Aspis cavalry is, I think, melee cavalry. But yeah, I mean, I was really afraid that my opponent was gonna take some Aspis cavalry and really beat my units. But once again, fortunately for me, he brought just citizen cavalry, Aspis cavalry, and these guys, Thessalian cavalry. I don't know if they're good or not, but they're shock cavalry, so they're most likely not good, since they're not Aspis companion cavalry. He also brought a lot of hoplites, some of these Thuria spears, and he also brought a lot of thorax swordsmen here, and some mercenary Cretan archers. And the thing that was concerning me the most about my opponent's army were these Greek giant ballista here. So, what I'm trying to do here at this point, as you can see, I'm trying to march. Yeah, I'm still walking, but when I saw that my opponent actually, I went in range for these ballista guys there, I actually decided to start running so that I can I can minimize the damage. But what I wanted to do here is I just wanted to bring all of my cavalry units in one place and just defeat my enemy's cavalry in a one-to-one battle, because my cavalry was significantly better. And once I do that, it will be very easy for me to get rid of these archers and this ballista unit here, which are pretty much the units that I'm most concerned about. Also, my opponent has an advantage over me when it comes to numbers in infantry, but his infantry is not really good. Hoplites, they're pretty basic infantry, pretty cheap, maybe cost efficient, but compared to these heroic nobles, they stand no chance. So as you can see, I'm running. I'm trying to get my slingers in front so that I can reach these guys there and start shooting them. But I really wasn't concerned about losing my slingers because my strategy in this battle didn't involve my slingers at all. Basically, once again, what I was trying to do is just march here as quickly as possible, defeat my enemy's cavalry in a fair battle there, and just, this is the way that I can win. So basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna engage with 4 of my heroic riders units here, because I know that they can easily deal, even if they're not 5 of them, they can still deal with the Macedonian cavalry there. So I'm sending one of my units there so that they can deal with these archers and as well as this ballista unit. I just want to route them early on because they're pretty much the units that can be that can do the most damage to my units. So that's why I'm doing that. And I'm pretty confident because these are just hoplites and thorax pikemen, or swordsmen, sorry. So I know that they cannot outrun my cavalry, so I'm pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. So these guys are gonna rout pretty much immediately. But as you can see, my opponent is moving some of his thorax swordsmen there. But I know that even if they engage me, my cavalry is still better. And if he engages me with just one unit, I can easily deal with it. Anyways, now I keep running here, and I'm gonna engage immediately with my heroic nobles here, because I know that they can really defeat these guys and not give a severe number of casualties. But as you can see, my enemy here is keeping some of his units in reserve, so that once I engage here, he's gonna engage with this thorax swordsman. But as you can see, he's doing exactly the opposite, which is a pretty big mistake, since I dealt with this cavalry here. So now I can reinforce this unit there and charge these guys, and of course rout them. He's also kind of protecting his units from hammer and anvils, but that's not really gonna be very effective. These thorax swordsmen, like, I can just charge them, and I can just rout them very easily, so that's not really an efficient way of doing that. So he had reinforcements, like he had a second line of troops, some reserves, but he didn't use them, as you can see. So my cavalry is just melting, or my infantry is melting. His infantry, his hoplites here, they're wavering, as you can see. And now he engages with the thorax swordsman, but they cannot do anything at this point. It's just too late. So pretty much I have to deal just with a few more units. I think this unit, look at that, like, they fought so many units, these heroic riders here, but they're still so healthy. Like, they're kind of depleted, but they can still be very, very efficient. And these guys, well, they're extremely healthy, and I can do whatever I want with them, basically. But I routed most of my enemy's cavalry here, and I think this is where the battle ends. I think this replay is corrupted once again, which is, yeah, once again, it's not a really good idea to make commentaries of replays. But yeah, I mean, I think my opponent conceded defeat at this point. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, because he just saw that he's got no chance of winning. Anyways, what mistakes he made? First, he didn't make any mistakes, actually. Well, he did some mistakes, but the main reason why I won this battle was just because my army was so much better. Once again, this setting is extremely good. Like, I've never lost a battle, once again, with it. These heroic nobles are really a tough thing to deal with. And my opponent lost his cavalry really early on, so he had no means to protect his units here from hammer and anvils from my cavalry units. Plus my infantry was just better. His army, it was not really bad, but when it comes to, you know, I went for quality this time. I didn't go for numbers. So I had significantly smaller army, but my units were just so much better that they were able to defeat all of these guys. So yeah, getting hoplites and getting basic cheap units is never a good idea. Well, it is in some cases, but if your army is based on that, it's really not good. Plus, don't use ballista. Like, if your enemy has superior cavalry, if they bring any light cavalry, they're really easy to deal with. These archers were pretty good, but once again, I was just able to sneak one of my cavalry units through here and just rout them without any problem whatsoever. Anyways, I cannot show you any battle statistics. The reason is obvious, you can't do that yet. And I just realized that there is no audio. Sorry for that, but I'm gonna fix it in the next battle. I just disabled the audio for a reason. But yeah, once again, I apologize for that. Anyways, this is gonna be everything for this battle. I really hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of content coming up. There's gonna be Total War Tactics pretty soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, see you next time. Goodbye.